Welcome to Driven, the Unscripted Success podcast, with your hosts, Mike Menino and Nariman Hamden, bringing you insights and stories on achieving personal, professional, and financial success.
Hi, everybody. It's Michael Menino. Welcome to Driven, Unscripted Success podcast. Today on the podcast, we're interviewing professionals who share their experience with you, the audience, and how they got to where they're at today. And not from zooming from the beautiful island of Tampa, we got Nick Abbott, but Nick is not in Tampa right now. You're in Orange. Where are you at now?
Port Orange, Florida, on the East Coast.
Oh, you're on the other side. Awesome.
Yep.
All right, beautiful. Well, Florida is a great place to be in November.
You're right about that.
So, Nick, do me a favor. Tell us a little about yourself and how you got to where you're at today.
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Nick, obviously. I've been in the medical field my whole life. My dad's a doctor. So, it was kind of, went to college in hopes of becoming a doctor myself. Some things happened. I ended up having a couple kids, met my beautiful wife. So wanted to speed the process along. So I decided to go into nursing school. And while I was doing that, I worked at a dermatology practice where I met my now business partner, Dr. Spencer Bezalel. And we worked doing skin cancer surgery. As you know, in Florida, like you said, it's very hot. You can't avoid the sun. Skin protection, skin cancer are all huge things that we see every day. So we worked for a private practice that has about, they might have more than 40 offices around Florida now. So we would travel from like Sarasota all the way up to Leesburg, just all over the state doing specialized skin cancer surgery called Mohs surgery. And while we were working, we kind of saw an issue that patients had after surgery, taking care of their wounds, making sure they're clean, not getting infected, that they're healing and getting the right outcomes that they want. So we wanted to simplify that for people and create a product that was just a one-stop shop and how they could take care of their wounds and their stitches and all that. So actually the idea started when it was Dr. Bezalel's idea. He had it while he was in Mayo Clinic. He did his fellowship training at Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, which is one of the most prestigious medical schools you can go to. So he's a very smart man.
And skin cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And skin cancer, like one of the best.
Yeah, all types of cancer. So he had this idea to make a continuous bandage roll while he was in school, but obviously, becoming a dermatologist is, as time consuming as it can get. So he didn't really have time to put the wheels in motion and do all that. So, we were talking about trying to create a product that we could start a business around. And he told me this idea and he said, if you want to go 50-50 on it with me, I'll, fund it. If you just start the business, do all the work. Yeah, basically. So we decided to become business partners from working together, and we designed this product. We had, we saw patients every day, so we were able to test it on them, test different fabrics, test different widths, lengths, all that stuff, adhesives. So we spent about 6 months perfecting the product, getting feedback on it. And then after that, we, built the brand. I have no business experience at all. Like I said, I'm all healthcare related. So a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of books, teaching myself how to design a package box, how to ship things, how much to charge people, just everything. We had to start from zero because I had no experience in all that. So it's been a fun experience teaching myself, and now I feel like I went to a business school and learned all these things. It's crazy how much I've taught myself over the last 2 years. So yeah, we designed this product. We're lucky enough to have our dermatology practice that we work with endorse it and start selling it in their offices, so we could see how it performed, not just giving it out for free to our patients, but seeing people come back and buy it. And we went from there. We got on Amazon, which was another hurdle. I had no idea how to get a product on Amazon. It took me a couple months just to even get it listed on Amazon. And after that, it's sort of taken off since then.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what is the secret to Amazon? How do you get on Amazon?
So they have, you basically, once you start a business, they have it's called Amazon Seller Central. You can go on there and, people sell all different kinds of products. I mean, you can go to a Costco and buy things cheap and just resell it on Amazon. And because, so many people buy things on Amazon with Prime shipping and have Amazon memberships. So a lot of people buy things cheap and then sell them for a little bit more on Amazon to make a little money off that. But we went the way of designing our own product and selling it on Amazon. So you kind of just sign up, you put in all the details, and then basically you have all the products shipped to Amazon and they take care of all the shipping, all the advertising, all that stuff. So it's fairly easy. It was just.
And the returns.
Yes. And the returns. They take care of everything.
That is phenomenal. That is. So they market for you too. How do they market for you?
Well, they have like different advertising strategies you can use. I mean, it's not completely, they don't do it completely. You still have to do some things yourself, but they basically promote it in different areas. You can have different keywords that people search up that would hit your product and things like that. So you just have to have the right keywords, know what people are looking for, because our product's called the Cut to Fit bandage. So, I mean, there's millions and millions of different types of bandages out there. So you want it to pop up in the certain search criteria that people are looking for. So it's just, fiddling with keywords and all that stuff and making sure people see it and it comes up on Amazon when they're searching for things.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what is one of the biggest challenges you had to work around, and how did you work around it when you started the company?
Well, like I said, I have no experience. So just teaching myself everything from, needing a barcode that people can scan in stores or with Amazon, learning about, we tried to get it patented at first, but we found out that someone actually did that with more than 20 years ago. So it's common knowledge now. We couldn't have it patented. But the biggest hurdle is just getting it out there and raising awareness about the product, because, it's so hard. Like, bandages are almost monopolized by Band-Aid. I mean, people say the word Band-Aid like it's a product, like not like it's a brand. So it's hard to get it out there, getting into different practices. Just raising awareness, I think, would be our biggest hurdle that we've had. But, we're slow and steady.
Nice.
And luckily, we had the dermatology practice that we worked for that put it in their offices and helped us, raise awareness and get feedback and get word of mouth out there from patient to patient talking about it and all those things.
Do you go to other dermatology centers and show them?
Yeah, that's where, because originally when we weren't on Amazon, we just had our own website. That was a struggle because I had the inventory at my house. People would order it and I'd have to ship it myself. And shipping was crazy. I mean, people wouldn't get it for 4 to 5 days. And, when you need a bandage, you kind of need it in that moment. You're not really preparing for surgery like that. You're not saying, oh, I'm going to have surgery, so I need a bandage. You're not ordering it in advance. It's kind of like a need it now, get it now type thing. So that's really where Amazon helped us with the Prime shipping. You can order it and get it the same day sometimes. But yeah, then I started going out to other practices. I used my experience with working in practices and seeing what works for different pharmaceutical salespeople. And I just went the route with introducing myself and dropping off some samples and just letting them know about the company and where we got the idea and all those things. But yeah, I went to a lot of different dermatology practices, even like orthopedic practices. We've gone into OBGYN practices, for after C-section scars and stuff like that. I work at Tampa General Hospital right now. So I've had some conversations with people there about them getting the product into the hospital. But yeah, I've gone all over the place, giving out samples and telling people about the product.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's the legwork to getting a company.
Yeah, for sure.
So, how do you deal with risk in when you're rolling the dice? Can you give us an example? One time it rolled the dice. Well, probably the whole product rolled the dice and it worked out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big risk taker. Dr. Bezalel is a risk taker. When we first came out with the product, it really didn't sell too much. People didn't really know about it. People are so used to going out and just buying regular Band-Aids or regular medical supplies. So, when the company and the brand's been formed, off taking all these risks, Dr. Bezalel, luckily for me, he funded the company 100%. He was the one taking all the risks. I mean, he believed in it since he had this idea for however many years. And we've just been, every jump we can take, we're doing it because we have nothing to lose. I mean, we started this product from nothing. There's nothing really like it. So we're just trying to get it out there and show people that there is an easier way to take care of their wounds and help them, because after people, when people have skin cancer and people have surgery, there's so many things they're stressed out about. And one thing we don't want them to stress out about is how they take care of their wound and keeping it clean. And so we're just trying to, take a little bit of that off them and make it easier for them to take care of themselves.
Gotcha. Makes sense. You got any books or podcasts that really changed your outlook on business? You said you did a lot of studying. Let's see where that studying went.
I watched a lot of YouTube. Not even about medical supplies, just about people selling on Amazon. What worked for them, what didn't work for them, how to start a business, how, even how many units to order when we're first getting started. I mean, I remember having the conversation with Dr. Bezalel where we were only going to order, 250 bandages, and watching YouTube and people saying the biggest mistake is not ordering enough and getting enough product out there. So I've read some books. I mean, Dr. Bezalel's bought us both books just about starting a business, running a business, what to do to be successful, marketing, all that stuff. It's so many crazy things. I've read books about, like I said, the keywords, search engine optimization, putting the right words in your product and in your social media posts that pop up for people when they're searching on Google. So, all those things. YouTube definitely has helped me a lot. I like reading books, but watching a YouTube video and seeing things is more how I learn. So I think that's what's helped me the most.
Awesome. I like Audible.
Yeah.
You can work out and get a little education in the process too.
Definitely.
Like you said, there's a lot of competition in what you do.
Yes.
What sets you apart? What comes easy to you that other people find challenging?
Like I said, there's so many different bandages out there, but there really isn't anything like ours. I actually have a box of ours right here. This is ours. So what it is it's basically a continuous roll that you can cut to different sizes. When we're doing skin cancer surgery, no wound is the same. It's all different. It's all on different parts of the body and stuff like that. So what sets us apart is just the ability to be able to customize the bandage in one product. People would come into the office for their post-op visits with 10 single Band-Aids just going down their wound, or, with
10 single bandages.
Yeah, just people would go crazy with stuff. I mean, we saw a hodgepodge of different contraptions that people would do. You have people who go out and buy gauze and non-stick pads and tape all separately and kind of do arts and crafts on themselves. Yeah, we saw some crazy things. So what sets us apart is just having a solution in one package that you can customize, that you can cut to fit exactly how you need it. And, we're reducing waste. We're helping people not have to go through the drugstore and pick out a bunch of different items that they don't even know if they need or don't need. But that's what sets us apart is the ease of use and the ability to customize the bandage to your wound.
Awesome. Yeah. That is surprising that nobody ever thought. You said somebody did think about it years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just never did anything with it. I guess I'm not sure.
You've never seen it before in the industry.
No, and I don't know.
It's a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not sure if Band-Aid brand isn't interested in doing it because they like doing all the individual, different types of bandages and Band-Aids. So they don't really want a one-stop shop for people. They kind of want all different types of products that people are going to buy regardless. So,
well, they're going to go with the masses. You're going more targeting.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you're a more
exactly.
sniper. So
Yeah.
you're gonna go for the people that have wounds from hospitals when Band-Aids goes for people. And you know, like you said, you know, if they have 10 Band-Aids on one wound, that's good for Band-Aid,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
right? So it's not good for the customer, it's good for Band-Aid.
Exactly.
All right. Hey Nick, sounds like things are going pretty well for you. Have you ever thought about or done passive income? You ever created passive income, and how did you do it?
What do you mean by that?
Passive income or something that you can make money without doing so much work.
I mean, this has kind of turned into passive income. I mean, getting the business started, doing all those things, creating the box, taking product
Doing the work
photos.
up front.
Yeah. And then, since then it's been kind of cruise control. It's just inventory management, making sure Amazon has enough inventory to fulfill orders and stuff like that.
How do you gauge that? How does that work out? Because you know, there's times when people are going to order more and people aren't going to order less. How do you know? Does Amazon let you know what your fulfillment is and then what you have to order more when it's needed?
Yeah, exactly. Amazon's good at forecasting, based on the previous month or what you did last year, growth, and kind of telling you like, hey, we have this much inventory, you're going to need to send us X amount in this time period. And luckily for us, the bandage packaging is so small and it doesn't weigh too much, so if we end up sending too much to Amazon, it doesn't cost us that much to have it, to pay to store it there. Because storage fees are all based on how much space you take up in a warehouse and how heavy your
Dude,
item is.
how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much you sell in a year? How many packets do you sell?
We sell, I want to say, around 10,000 a
Nice.
year.
So
Yeah.
you got to give them to one fulfillment store or different fulfillment stores through the United States.
No, so they make that really easy. When it's time to send product to Amazon, we package it up, and they want you to put it in more than 6 boxes, let's say. So you say you want to send it to Amazon. They have fulfillment centers all around the United States. That's just to help people with prime shipping. If I'm in Florida selling the product and someone orders it in California, it would take long for it to get there. But if it's sitting at a fulfillment center in California, then it can get there in a day. So we send it in, and basically they take care of dispersing it out to all their other warehouses. And basically, the more boxes that we send, they're able to just go directly to those fulfillment centers. So if I have 20 boxes of product, 5 will stay in Florida, 5 will go up to New York, 5 will go to California, 5 will go to Chicago, so on and so forth. And then from there, they'll disperse it out to more individual centers after that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you got exciting planned for the next 6 to 12 months for your product?
For us, we're trying to pivot now into more, different spin-offs of the product. You have to cut the bandage yourself, so you need a pair of scissors. So we're looking to make a package that actually comes with medical grade scissors that you can
Oh, there you
have.
go.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking to come out with in the next few months. The cut to fit bandage kit is what we're going to call it. So it'll be the same roll, but come with a medical scissor. So you have it on you. You don't have to worry about getting a scissor or needing a scissor when you order it. And then actually we have an order coming in so right now we sell a small and a large. They're both the same length. They just vary in width. So we say that the small is better for smaller wounds on your face, on your hand, places like that. And the large is good for like your trunk, your legs, your extremities, and all those things. So we now are going to sell both of them in one package, so that if people need
Ooh,
a
there you
small
go.
and a large, they'll have we're going to call it the combo kit. So they'll get the small and the large in one package. So just creating spin-offs off that. And then now that we know how to create a product and sell it on Amazon, we're thinking of other things that we can do to help people, in dermatology, whether it be when I first started wanting to sell on Amazon, I was talking to Dr. Bezalel about making like an acne patch, because those are so big now. People get pimples on their face and they want to protect it with like a hydrocolloid patch, but it's just so many people have done that. So we didn't end up going forward with that, and we went with the bandage. So just making little spin-offs. I mean, Dr. Bezalel has so much experience in dermatology. He sees different things every day. So we're just trying to make life easier on people and think of products that can help people recover or stay protected from the sun or help with other things. We're thinking about making patches for Dr. Bezalel and I both have kids, and something that kids experience a lot, in their early childhood is something called molluscum, where they get, like a fungal infection. So we're thinking about creating like a patch that you can put over molluscum, because it's really hard to treat, and it spreads fast. Kids can get it by sitting on a public toilet, which is gross. You get a fungal infection from sitting on a public toilet, and it's just so hard to take care of. So we're thinking of little patches that you can put over those fungal infections to help heal. So any little spin-off we can do with our product now, and then just thinking of different problems people have in dermatology and other healthcare scenarios.
Thinking of the problems and solving them.
Yep. That's what you got to do.
I agree wholeheartedly. That's where you add the most value in life.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Well, Nick, listen, thanks a lot for being on the podcast. Real quick, if people want to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So we have a website. It's www.precisionbandage.com. We have a little contact us tab. You can reach out to me directly. I have my business email on there. I've learned to be very active on LinkedIn, reaching out to different dermatology providers or healthcare providers. I'm available on that whenever. It's just Dr. Bezalel and I running the company, and I'm a nursing student right now, but I do put a lot of time into this business. So I'm always reaching back out to people who want to learn about the product, see how they can get it in their practice and things like that. So I'd say I have my business email available everywhere. I'm on LinkedIn, and you can reach out to me in either of those spaces.
Awesome. Nick, thanks a lot for being on the podcast. We appreciate it, and good luck on your cut to fit. That is pretty cool. That is really...
Mike, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to finally get the first podcast under my wing, and thank you for allowing me to get on this platform to show the product that we created.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for being here. For everybody else, like and subscribe and hit the notification button. And Nick, thanks a lot, and continued success on your work.
Thank you, sir. You as well.
Thanks for listening to Driven, the Unscripted Success Podcast. Want to share your story? Apply to be a guest at drivensuccesspodcast.com/guest.